Hello, my name is Lex Wurth, and today I will be sharing with you about how Native American and Indigenous culture is preventative medicine. It is not new news that Indigenous peoples have been practicing health and prevention within their own cultures. Native and Indigenous peoples have known for generations that the answers to many of their questions lie within their own communities. Indigenous people have remained resilient through terrible historical and cultural traumas such as displacement, federally mandated boarding schools, famine, genocide, and illness, all products of colonization. Currently, most of Americans are focused on a westernized approach to health and are only treating the societal symptoms rather than looking to Indigenous knowledge for answers. There have been many studies that tend to point fingers at Native and Indigenous peoples and blame them for alcohol abuse, heart conditions, and poor mental health, such as suicide attempts. But ethically sound research is showing us that these are symptoms of oppression, and the answer is cultural connection. Cultural connection acts as a protective factor against adolescent alcohol and tobacco use, violent behavior, depression, suicide attempts, as well as improving academic success. Native Indigenous culture is an important social determinant of health. A study in California has conducted and published in 2023 called the Cultures Prevention Project, measuring cultural connectedness and providing evidence that culture is a social determinant of health for Native Americans. The study measured Native cultural connectedness and monitored mental health and well-being and physical health using the Modified Health Hope Index, Satisfaction with Life, Center for Epidemiologic Studies, Depression Scale Revised, substance abuse, and health-related quality of life. They found that with increased immersion into Native American culture, they saw a significant increase in mental and physical health and well-being with increased cultural connectedness. They saw a significant decrease in a risk of depression and substance use. This study provided evidence that cultural connection is a protective factor in health, and that integrating culture into a health plan should be considered as an important intervention. They found and stated that through this research we provide further evidence for a paradigm shift away from the long-held belief in deficit-based models that Native identity and Native culture are linked with the development of health disparities. They also mentioned, this finding aligns with what Native peoples have known for millennia, which is that health is embedded in their culture. Native culture is rich with traditional knowledge and holistic practices that many have been practicing for ages. These practices include, but are not limited to, ceremony, sweat lodges, talking circles, language, and community gatherings such as powwows. Native peoples have been practicing medicine long before Western medicine came into existence. For example, Native Americans would chew willow bark to alleviate pain, and the active ingredient in willow bark, salicin, formed the basis of the discovery of aspirin, now widely used as pain relief. Baby bottles and baby formula were invented by a couple of indigenous tribes because Native Americans knew the importance of feeding babies even if the mother couldn't provide breast milk. And even today, and in recent history, Native Americans have helped move Western medicine along. In 1980, a pediatrician from India worked with White Mountain Apache tribe on oral rehydration techniques to prevent diarrhea-related deaths in children. This later became the origin story for Pedialyte. Most recently, indigenous communities have helped scientists with clinical trials to create the COVID-19 vaccine that has saved many lives. Currently, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention is funding 36 tribes and urban Indian organizations through the Tribal Practices for Wellness in Indian Country Cooperative Agreement. Their long-term goals are to use Native culture to increase resilience and reduce illness and death from chronic disease. The CDC meets with tribal cultural leaders to identify cultural practices to strengthen community, family, and cultural connections. This program supports a 5-year cooperative agreement with approximately $5 million in funding per year. Native Americans have answers and solutions to many health concerns. They are knowledgeable and resilient. Their strength is held within their culture and can be found within their communities.